And we're back. My name's Charles, and I've been replaying Honkai Star Rail from the beginning because I just felt like doing that before 3.0 came out to re-experience the story from my own point of view and maybe, spot some things I missed the first time around. So, last episode we dealt with the aftermath of the Svarog fight. Oh, you don't walk across my scene like that, that's very rude. We dealt with the aftermath of the Svarog fight, we chatted to Wildfire, we saw the blossoming friendship between Zila and Bronya, and now we're preparing to make our way back up to the surface and continue the fight to discover what happened with the Stellaron and how we can seal it. But first, we have trash cans to investigate. Game time. Guess, how many trash cans are there in Belobog? Attention, trash cans put side by side together are considered as one, but those you can see but cannot be reached do not count. 19, 20 or 21? I'm going to guess 21. Nice answer. Honestly, it is uncertain if your answer is correct. This is the underworld after all. This trash can has not seen its overworld relatives in a long time. You know what? Here comes a question with a definite answer. Guess. How many trash cans are there in this town? The rules are the same. Trash cans placed side by side are considered as one, but those you can see but cannot be reached do not count. Count only these cylindrical trash cans. 5, 6 or 7. I'll just pick the highest number. This is the wrong answer, but it is understandable. Who would count the number of existing trash cans? So let's stop this game right now. It's too childish. Childish. But it would probably be an interview question at a very bad tech company in the 90s. A huge dumpster filled to the brim. The mixture of all kinds of trash results in a putrid odour. However, those who live in the underworld have some consolation. They don't need to go through the trouble of sorting their garbage. This old dumpster stands silently, carrying its own resolute gravitas that reminds you of an elder of vast wisdom. It stood on the side of the street for years, witnessing its rise and fall. Great. Fine. I pay respects to it. You bow at Elder Dumpster, to which it responds with a deep dignity. It almost feels like it is the size of 2 dumpsters. There we have a paid homage to the important parts of this world building, and now it's time to go and see what the people are doing. What you up to, Seela?
You ready yet? If you want to keep wasting time, I'll just go on ahead by myself.
Sorry that those trash cans were just really interesting.
Still something you want to talk about? Alright, let's make it quick.
Did Bronya say anything to you?
Not much. We just chatted a bit.
Sure.
It really isn't worth going into. I promised her that I would help her rebuild the connection between the overworld and the underworld. That's all.
Looking forward to this journey?
I didn't really give it much thought. But traveling with you bunch does always lead to unexpected surprises. Hearty combat and exciting adventures. Not bad. I certainly don't hate it.
Have you said goodbye to everyone?
You didn't see the look on Joshua's face. He could barely hold back his tears.
Should I know who Joshua is?
Oleg. He didn't say much, but I know he's not the kind to wear his heart on his sleeve.
He's right behind you.
It was my choice to go up, and Natasha supported my decision. Besides, you could use another person who can fight, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, my friends, are you ready to head out?
Hold on, I should have talked to Oleg first.
Ah, young lad. I wanted to see you off, but you know how things are around here in the underground. Solve one problem, and 3 more take its place.
I know Natasha does all the work now.
Something you wanted to ask?
About you and Natasha.
Natasha trusts me. In her eyes, an ex-military officer was more suited to be the leader of the organization than a doctor. But the most important thing a leader needs is a strong heart. an ability to unite everyone toward a common cause. In that respect, no one in the underground comes close to her.
So, is she single? I heard you came from the overworld.
I was actually once an officer of the Silvermane Guards. After being discharged due to an injury, I followed my old lady here to the underworld, where I planned to retire. But as things would have it, I ended up busier than ever.
Do you regret it?
There's nothing to regret. Life in the underworld is hard, but people here are kind, and everyone is close, like one big family.
Oh, that's nice. What's next for Wildfire?
Through its darkest days. With Natasha's leadership, we have the confidence to lead the Underworlders to a brighter future. And much of that is thanks to all of you.
It's our pleasure. I don't have any more questions.
Fortunately, Svarog turned out to have some useful information for you. After all your hard work, I'd feel quite guilty if you left empty-handed. Well, you still have a long journey ahead. I have no doubt our paths will cross again one day. Till we meet again, friends of Wildfire.
Hopefully we will meet again soon. Alright, Sampo, I'm ready now.
Well, my friends, are you ready to head out?
Let's go.
Wonderful. Remember to bring enough food and drink to refuel on the way. We have a lot of steps to climb.
Mother, I have returned.
Bronya, I thought I'd lost you. Where were you? Are you hurt? I'll fetch the butler right away.
No, there's no need. I don't want to see Sebas right now. Sorry, Mother. I'm fine, really. I just got into a few skirmishes down in the underworld, but nothing I couldn't handle.
The underworld. Oh, I see.
That's not an ominous close-up.
In that case, report everything you saw. Commander Bronya.
After the failed pursuit at Backwater Pass, the wanted outsiders and I were somehow taken to the underworld. Because of the difficult situation we were in, we formed a temporary alliance to help the residents of the underworld resolve a few. We also defeated an ancient robot known as Svarog and learned some truths about the Stellaron.
Oh no, you've just sealed your fate there, haven't you?
I'm listening. Go on.
Madam Cocolia, it is my firm belief that the visitors from beyond the sky are not the villains we had imagined before. I witnessed them take up arms in the name of justice and risk their lives for the sake of others. I can also ascertain that they did come for the Stellaron, but only to relieve the disaster it has brought upon Belobog. Mother, you've always known the truth about the Stellaron, haven't you? Well, the responsibility of bearing that truth will fall upon me one day. Such is the burden of being guardian, to carry these secrets for eternity. So, I ask you to forgive my defiance, but I believe that the order to dispatch the outsiders was a mistake. To solve the problems brought on by the Stellaron, the architects waited hundreds of years. And those outsiders may be the...
Enough!
What?
Arrogant. Ignorant. Oh, you disappoint me, Bronya. You merely glimpsed the tip of the iceberg, and now you think you know everything. You spend a short time with that underworld scum, and suddenly you have the audacity to question my orders?
This is not going how it went in your head, is it, Bronya?
Guards! Take Bronya.
They are not scum. My entire life, everything you ever kept from me. I remember it clearly now. This time I am standing my ground, Madam Guardian. And please, stop dismissing me with vague excuses. Tell me what you have seen. What exactly it is you are hiding. Why do you send the Silvermane Guards to die in the Fragmentum? Why have you abandoned the people of the underworld? And why? Why did you have that sudden change of mind?
I see. I knew this moment would come sooner or later. I just didn't expect it would be so soon. You want to know why I gave those orders? Is that right? Do you believe you're ready to learn the truth?
Yes. I am ready. Mother.
Then come with me, Bronya. It is time you heard it. The voice of this dying world.
We're finally back. I forgot what fresh air tasted like.
Where do we go now? What flavor is it? Aren't we missing something?
No.
Where's Sampo?
Nope. Next question.
We're definitely not missing Sampo.
Where's our next stop? We should find somewhere to put our feet up. As long as it's not Goethe Hotel again.
Classic unreliable Sampo. He probably guessed we'd ask where his hiding place was. No sooner are we back in the administrative district than he sneaks off.
We should hide in plain sight to the hotel.
The bro or the sis? If you're talking about Japard, we should be careful. He's a top Silvermane guard. He'd probably get a medal for every one of us he brought in. Don Hung, what do you think?
I think it'd be best to pay a visit to Serval Landau.
So, you think we should avoid Japard for the time being?
He's an
Yeah.
officer of the Silvermane Guards. It wouldn't be easy to get to him. Besides, if he hasn't been persuaded by Branya's letter, we'd be walking right into the lion's den.
Makes sense. Guess we better head over to Serval's workshop then?
Let's go see Serval.
But we must keep a low profile. We're still wanted fugitives.
What's wrong, Zila?
Nothing. It's just a little... new. The last time I was on the surface, I was still a child. I have no memory of any of this.
Yeah, this would be the first time you've seen the sky since your childhood.
The overworld and the underworld. We've been cut off for so long. I'm okay. Let's go.
Probably be super agoraphobic.
There are so many Silvermane guards on patrol. Is it usually like this?
No. I don't remember the security being this tight last time. It might have something to do with us. The Supreme Guardian has probably learned of our arrival already. Branya.
Oops, that was the cat's fault. The cat is currently rolling around on my desk and trying to press buttons.
Come around and have a look.
You'd think all the citizens would notice a complete bunch of strangers running around through their midst. It's not a very big city. It's probably one of those places where you'd recognize half of the people who lived there.
Who is it? Shop's closed today. You'll have to come back tomorrow.
It's the radiator fixers.
I remember. The three outsiders. Wait, why are you still strolling around the city? Do you know the Silvermane guards are looking all over for you? Quick, act natural and get inside. Don't get spotted.
It's a long story, Serval.
All right, you'll be safe here. My workshop has pretty good soundproofing and barely anyone comes in. Just what crime did you commit exactly? They recalled a bunch of guards from the front line to track you down. It's unprecedented. Now they're patrolling the whole city, and everyone's in a panic.
Oh, we just...
Not yet, March.
We're just fomenting insurrection, it's okay.
Bronya said we could trust you completely.
You mean to say you don't trust me completely?
I don't trust me completely.
Good. That's smart of you. But you needn't worry. Cocolia and I aren't even on speaking terms. It was her that ejected me from the Architects. I refused to stand with her. I don't believe you guys would do anything bad. And the Architects are gonna need conclusive and publicly available evidence for me to think otherwise. Besides, I know the Architects, and if they did have any evidence, they would have released it by now. I know Cocolia's style. Get everyone into a frenzy first. Most people in a frenzy don't stop to ponder the details.
Too busy frenzying. Do you know Cocolia well?
You could say that. We were like sisters once, inseparable. Of course, that was all before she became the Supreme Guardian.
They were roommates.
These days, I just spend my time fixing things in this workshop and playing music. It's a pretty carefree existence.
You totally look carefree.
If I'm not careful, I'll start boring you all with sob stories from the past. Let's get back to you guys. If long-lost Bronya told you to come here, you must have something important to tell me. You can trust me. I know our paths have only crossed once before, but my intuition tells me you guys are good people. And I've got good intuition, by the way.
We may as well tell the long and short of it from the start to the finish. We may as well cut to the chase and make a long story short. I'm all for telling the long story, as you may have noticed.
Ooh, I'm the best storyteller! Let me!
Try not to embellish the facts.
You go, March.
So that's what's been happening. No wonder we hadn't heard from Bronya recently. After all these years in isolation and without a single word from below, this is what's become of the underworld? I believe you. There's no way you could have invented all those twists and turns. What's more, we have Miss Seela here as living proof. As for the Stellaron, I know why Bronya got you to find me. When I was still one of the architects working in the scientific research division, I was researching the Stellaron. I never thought I'd hear that word again after being expelled by the architects. Come on, I'll tell you everything.
Ah, exposition. I like this workshop. It's a cool set. Just random cogs coming out of walls for absolutely no reason. Probably some like clock mechanism on the side of this building, but you never get to see it. Or at least not from any angle that I've been able to notice.
Only a very few people in Belobog know of the existence of the Stellaron. Those that do would never associate it with the Fragmentum or Eternal Freeze. But according to the data recorded in that robot, Svarog, the architects dug out the truth long ago. The research results were purposely hidden away to ensure that the outside world would never know of them. Just my luck. Out of all the research topics I could have chosen, I insisted on the Stellaron. It's clear now that anyone who wanted to get closer to the truth would have been expelled. Or maybe I should be thanking Cocolia. All she did was push me out. She could have decided to take a more permanent measure.
How much do you know about the Stellaron?
I figured out that the Stellaron and the Fragmentum were linked, so I was already close to the truth. It's a shame that the architects ejected me before I could discover that the source of the Fragmentum was the Stellaron itself. Before I lost my position, I was applying for permission to survey the Stellaron directly. It was my research topic, but I'd never even set eyes on it. My research was all based on historical data and lab simulations. Not long after I submitted my preliminary report and application, I received my punishment. It was obvious that somebody didn't want my research to continue.
Do you know what Cocolia's end goal is?
Cocolia... It's been so many years since we last spoke. We were great friends once. There was nothing we wouldn't share.
They were roommates.
She became a completely different person when she took on the Supreme Guardianship. The convictions she once held, her enthusiasm... It was like they were drawn out of her by some mysterious force. She gave the order to expel me herself and refused to see me. I never understood that behavior, and I gave up trying to use logic to work it out a long time ago. Sometimes I even wonder whether she really did become a different person. Is that possible? Perhaps there's a single guardian consciousness that gets handed down from generation to generation, and the real Cocolia has already vanished.
Well, yes and no. We'll find out about that later.
Is she being compelled by previous generations of guardians to make such baffling decisions? Who knows? But this might make for good songwriting material.
I'm not so sure. It'd be kind of a long ballad, I think. It'd be like a bit confusing. Like some kind of something what like a 70s rock band would do when they're on a lot of drugs and read a lot of Tolkien. Can we talk to Japard?
Japard? Not a chance. He's a decent guy, but also famously uncompromising. For my brother, orders are more important than anything. Even if you stuck Bronya's letter to his forehead, he wouldn't be swayed.
Depends what you stick it to his forehead with.
You need to choose your words carefully if you want to persuade him of something. It might be best if I talk to him. Though, I'd need a strategy first.
We're good at strategy. Do you know where the Stellaron is?
Yes. I never observed it directly, but I used lab simulations and outbound surveys to establish a rough location.
Awesome.
According to the survey results, the Stellaron is likely to the north of Belobog, somewhere in the vast snow plains.
We must locate it as soon as possible. Ideally before Cocolia takes action. Can you tell us the way?
Not a problem. I was thinking the same thing. But I'm afraid telling you might not be enough. The area to the north of Belobog has been more or less swallowed up by the Fragmentum. If you want to get to the northern snow plains, you'll need to get past the Silvermane Guard restricted zone on the front lines first. Even if you get past the restricted zone in one piece, you'll have a whole heap of Fragmentum to deal with.
Silvermane Guard restricted zone?
Yes. That's where the main force of the Silvermane Guards is stationed. They've consolidated their position there in order to resist the encroaching Fragmentum.
It sounds like the three of us and Zila might not be enough. Why don't we go back underground and get Wildfire to come with us?
I fear we may not have the time.
Hey, enough pessimism. Back in my official capacity days, I spent a lot of time in the north. I got to know the soldiers and officers on the front line very well. This calls for brainwaves, not brawn waves. How about I take you over myself?
Brainwaves, that sounds like a good idea.
Really? Great! Phew. It's less scary if someone you know is leading the way.
I want to see the Stellaron too, you know. It was my research topic for over a decade. You don't get that many decades in life. That's settled then. There's no time to lose. We should head out as soon as you're ready.
We're ready. Let's go.
Darn it! I forgot my brother said he'd be around today.
Quick, hide!
Find somewhere to hide, quick! I'll handle him. Japard! It's you! I didn't think you'd have the time to visit with things so tense on the front line.
Things are manageable. The latest wave of monster attacks has slowed. I'm back in the city to take care of a few matters, but I'll be back on the front line later. I thought I told you.
Ah! Oh, yes. That's right.
Memo to self, never rely on Saval lying for you.
Sis, you look a bit pale. Did something happen?
No. Why would anything have happened?
You don't normally use my full name.
You said you hate it when I call you bro in public. Well, I agree. It'd sound better if I started using your full name. Right, Brosif?
You can call me whatever you like. Look, Serval, I'm here on official business today. There's something wrong with the barrier generator device, and the engineers in our unit don't know how to fix it. I need you to take a look.
Those guys can't think outside the box. Of course they can't wrap their heads around my design. I thought it was something big. Leave it here. I'll take a look.
Sorry to trouble you.
Why are you being so polite? Oh, and why is the city under curfew all of a sudden? Has something happened?
I've been instructed to keep it quiet.
Lil Jeppy. So grown up now, looking down on his civilian sister.
Don't say that. Forget it. If I don't tell you, Pela will. Last night, Lady Bronya suddenly appeared. She entered Klapoth Fort without saying anything to anyone. The Supreme Guardian is worried that the 3 intruders may have followed Bronya out of the Fragmentum and back into the administrative district. She issued a curfew for the entire city and ordered us to pursue and capture any suspicious individuals.
Ah, so that's how it is. No wonder I haven't heard from Bronya. Is she alright?
I'm not sure. She hasn't left Klapoth Fort. The Supreme Guardian just said she'd returned. Nothing more.
I see you, Sealer.
Well, I was sure worried about her. After she disappeared, Pela's workload doubled. She said she barely had time to go out.
She really does tell you everything. Oh, by the way, I left my Goethe Hotel limited edition flask behind last time I was here. Let me have a look for it. I think I left it over...
Wait!
What is it? You seem pretty off today, Serval.
It's, right. You remember how you neglected all those flowers to death? I piled them all over there during a bit of spring cleaning, and now they smell terrible. So, don't go over there.
Seems like a strange reason not to take a look. Plus, am I supposed to believe you were spring cleaning? You must be up to more forbidden research.
Am not? How dare you? What do you take your sister for?
A forbidden researcher?
Never mind. This is your space, and I shouldn't intrude. I've got business to take care of. Bye for now.
Hey, wait a sec. Those intruders. I wanted to ask, what crime have they committed?
High treason.
They're plotting to overthrow the architects and bring harm to the city.
Huh. Reminds me of the accusations against me. Kokolia's methods haven't changed.
Don't say that, Serval. I know that you're still nursing a grievance against the Supreme Guardian. But this isn't a joking matter.
You're telling me off again? Fine. Whatever, bro. You better be going. Come listen to Pela in my next rehearsal.
I will, if I have the time.
The coast is clear. You can come out now.
That was close. You, Saval, are the worst liar I have ever heard.
Phew, I nearly suffocated. What kind of plot device was that?
I almost lost my cool when he went for his flask.
This is bad. Bronya's in danger. We have to go save her.
Attempting to storm Klapoth Fort by ourselves? Forget it, Zila. I don't care how skilled you are, I'm not sending you on a suicide mission. Rest assured, Kokolia may have changed over the years, but she never hurt Bronya. I'm certain of that.
You sound like Bronya herself. I don't get it. You guys are against Cocolia, and yet in some ways, you seem to trust her completely.
You have some idea of who she is, but you don't quite believe it, so you can't believe what she's capable of. Have you thought of a way to persuade Gepard?
I was gauging his reactions just now. Did you see? Unless we have irrefutable evidence, he won't question Cocolia's orders. If you go after him now, our plan's as good as over. Come on, let's go to the restricted zone. If we can get ahead of the curve and find the Stellaron, Cocolia will be out of options.
Alright, let's go. Let's just walk straight out the door and into Gepard.
Is Bronya
Nope.
really safe?
You care about her, huh? You must have become close friends.
Close is a bit much, but I made her a promise.
Relax. She's the strongest girl I've ever seen.
I can believe that.
Come around and have a look.
Don't mind us, just a bunch of fugitives walking through the middle of the city.
Oh, they've jacked up security all right. How the heck are we gonna sneak in? Serval, we need one of those brainwaves.
Leave it to me. Stick close, guys, and don't get spotted.
And here we are in the restricted zone, basically the last major zone before the finale of Belobog. Which probably means we've got this episode and then another one behind it before we meet the final boss.
This is a military base. Trespassers aren't allowed in.
We're not trespassers, we're with her.
Wait, isn't that... Serval! Long time no see.
Well, if it isn't Franz. Long time no see. You still watching the entrance?
See, this is a skill I never learned, remembering people's names. It's apparently quite useful.
Well, you see, you haven't changed, Serval. Still nailing us to the wall. So, what brings you over here at this hour? And who are the guys behind you?
Nobody.
My brother said the restricted zone energy lines were malfunctioning. Told me it was urgent. He doesn't trust those contracted maintenance workers, so he got me in for free. These guys are my assistants. We need to overhaul all the installations here.
I didn't hear anything about the energy lines malfunctioning.
Oh, please. This is a technology division issue. Why would they tell you guys? Come on, let us in already. If the heating system goes down in the middle of the night, are you going to be responsible for all the frozen corpses?
Oh wow, she just tosses that one off.
No, that's, not something I could handle. Seeing as you're Captain Gepard's sister, it should be fine. Okay, here are some temporary passes. Oh, and remember to give them back to me when you leave.
Thanks, Franz. I'll put in a good word for you with my brother and get him to promote you.
No, Captain Gepard hates all that under-the-table stuff. I'd have a better chance if you don't mention me at all.
Zila there looking completely inconspicuous.
I'm aware that there are those among you who see the reserve units as a vacation. But let me set one thing straight. You are gravely mistaken. This is the restricted zone. The fragmentum before you conceals monsters that watch your every move. Behind us, we have a band of conspirators that have infiltrated the city.
Yep, behind you.
The situation is critical. The lazy and undisciplined among you will lose your lives to the forces surrounding us. As such, starting from today, we will be adding 200 bench presses and 30 extra minutes of one-arm planks to our daily drill. Is that clear?
Because what you really need is tired soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Looks good.
See? That was easy.
You're Japard's sister, all right.
I don't want people to see me that way. Do you see that mechanical gear bridge? When you cross over to the other side, you arrive at Hell on Earth.
So what exactly is on the other side?
An endless fragmentum, a few exhausted Silvermane guards, and the stench of death in the air. If we want to progress further north, we will need to cross that hell. Are you ready?
We've come this far.
Exactly. We've got nowhere left to retreat.
Well, that's looking on the bright side, March.
Let's go then. First, we need to think of a way to get to the other side. I helped set the underlying mechanisms for this type of gear bridge. It's controlled via different terminals in combination. Let's go find them.
Is Japard on frontline duty a lot?
Yes, but what made you ask that all of a sudden?
It's so dangerous. Don't you worry about him?
He's a Landau.
Mechanical Fever released a new song. Did you hear it?
Oh, sure did. Palo was on lead vocals this time. Scared me half to death. It's a completely different style.
Even Mechanical Fever is changing. Rock and roll's dead. There's no audience anymore.
Don't be so pessimistic. They're just keeping things fresh. I thought Palo was pretty good.
Oh, that voice actor had fun. Oh.
Is that all?
So we need to get that done there, so we need to link those two up. And then we need to link those up. Don't mind me, guards, I'm just stealing your weird helicopter thingy. I was wondering what was in the way, and it was me. There we go. Puzzled. Time to get back and look at this gear bridge, so... it wants us to look at the mechanism here. I was getting ahead of myself.
Nope. This terminal's offline. We can't control it from here.
So what's the plan?
Look for another. Every platform linked to the gear bridge should have a similar terminal.
I never would have guessed that Japard and you were brother and sister.
Well,
I can't say I blame you.
wear similar outfits.
Nothing alike in personality or interests.
Well, similar color schemes anyway.
Darn!
Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted that.
It seems like someone severed the energy supply to the terminals.
Someone's deliberately trying to create trouble?
Huh. You know, the more I think about it, the more it seems deliberate. With the front line on high alert, they must have rotated the bridge to make it impassable. Then they cut off the energy supply to the terminals to avoid accidental repositioning. Or to prevent deserters from escaping.
That's grim.
That way, even if the front line were to collapse, the Fragmentum monsters wouldn't be able to make it to the other side.
That's terrible.
Bronya was right. The Silvermane guards really are risking their lives to protect Belobog.
Just my conjecture, but I doubt it's far from the truth. My brother mentioned that they've had to use extreme measures to repel the Fragmentum monsters. Let's press on. We can't activate either of these terminals, so let's look for the energy supply installation itself.
All the more reason for us to get rid of this Stellaron and help fix this planet.
Aren't you the maintenance people? What are you doing over here?
We're maintenancing.
You can't just go wherever you please in the restricted zone. Get to work!
That's it! The thing's shaped like a...
And it's behind a gate. What are the odds?
Its formal name is the Mechanism Energy Hub. It's connected to all the energy lines. I would have thought it covers the entire restricted zone.
No wonder it's so heavily guarded.
One unit for everything? That's a disaster waiting to happen. We learned the hard way.
As long as we can gain access permissions to the hub, we can operate the gear bridge terminals.
She's got a point about those single points of failure. Won't this cause a commotion?
That's why I told them we were here for urgent maintenance. The frontline equipment needs servicing just as much as the rest.
So that's why you went for maintenance. Way to go, Serval. I thought you just came up with it on the spot.
Come on, let's see if that guard over there will let us pass.
What's the bet he doesn't?
Yo, evening soldier.
Are you the emergency engineers? I saw you guys hanging around. Did you find the problem?
Not yet. Everything looks normal so far. I think the problem is stemming from the energy hub.
So far all these Silvermane guards sound like chill dudes.
If you let us in, we can do a routine service inspection. I've worked on various iterations of this type of installation.
No. No can do. No one gets near the energy hub without the security captain's encryption key.
Not even the Supreme Guardian?
The Supreme Guardian? Hey, no games, you hear? No dice without the encryption key.
Ah, darn, this guy's not stupid.
You need the encryption key, right? Which captain should I bother then?
Captain Dunn's resting up ahead. Go and find him. If he grants you permission, I won't stand in your way.
Dun dun dun.
Done? Why didn't you say so? No problem, we'll be back in a bit.
Serval, this Dunn, do you know him?
You bet I do. We go way back. He's easy to talk to. Watch me persuade him. Hey, Dunn! It's been a while. I didn't know you made security captain.
Serval, it's been a long time. You're still so... You look good.
Allow me to introduce my assistants to you. They help me take care of business at the workshop. Everyone, this is Captain Dunn, an old friend of mine. He used to be an ace on the keys in the band.
Oh, you play rock and roll too? Cool!
Pleased to meet you.
I love how we all look like we just totally fit in here as assistants. Something smells weird.
Zachary! How many days has it been since you showered?
I showered right before my shift.
What did you say?
I haven't showered in 2 days, sir.
Unacceptable, especially in front of visitors. Apologies for the embarrassment, all.
It's not a big deal, Dunn. You know, if you get a chance, would you want to get on stage with us again? My keyboard guy is pretty good, but I still miss our military days playing in the band.
That was a long time ago, Serval. I haven't touched a keyboard in ages. Besides, I'm stationed here all year round. I'm afraid I don't get many chances to return to the city. Though I don't stand on ceremony. How may I assist you? If everything's in order, you'd better head back to the city. It's not safe here.
I mean, to be fair, that armor would get very smelly very quickly.
I've checked the lines. There don't seem to be any major problems. All that's left is the energy hub. The guard over there said that I needed an encryption key to open the gate. Can you help me out?
We'll be on our way after we run a checkup.
Anything wrong, Dunn?
Sorry, Serval, but can you tell me what Captain Japard told you?
Huh? Oh, let me think. Hey, sis, the energy supply lines in the restricted zone have malfunctioned. Those useless engineers can't find the problem. Something like that?
And may I ask, when did he contact you?
This morning? Yeah, that's right. he's on urban patrol duty today, right? That's why he popped round and asked the favor.
Aha. Captain Japard just returned to the front line. I could reconfirm with him?
So I've totally forgotten because Japard did ask Saval to go and fix something. But I assume it just wasn't this.
Huh? Hold up, he's back? That can't be. He was still in the city a little while ago.
You haven't changed, Serval. You're still a lousy liar.
That's what I said.
These people you've brought, they're not workshop assistants, right? Serval, it's not that I don't want to help you, but you should remember that I'm a Belobog Silvermane guard. How about this? You can leave, and I won't tell anyone about this incident. But the outsiders must remain.
There goes the negotiation.
Saval, you should go. Sorry for getting you involved in this. Looks like this is going to end in a fight after all.
I brought you guys here, and I'm standing with you till the end. Done, this concerns the fate of Belobog. No, the fate of our whole world. Please, don't stand in our way.
It's a good thing she didn't leave, because I think she's in our party.
Serval! We used to rehearse together every day, you must understand. My rock and roll soul is to uphold the dignity of a soldier.
Okay. Usually those two are a little bit contradictory. Oh shit, and I have no healer. This is going to be interesting. March is going to have to do a lot of work here.
Of life and death. The sanctuary is but a
Let's
vision.
get rid of the 2 ads first.
Let's go.
Let's blast you. Okay, there's no electric resistance. We'll keep your ult just in case he summons more ads. We will...
Fighting is meaningless.
Stay close! Here stands the Silvermane Guard!
Let's make it quick.
Okay, you're shielded, so let's use up his counter.
Just give it up!
Try that again. Gotta try hard some. Watch this awesome move.
Almost like I planned that. Okay, so we'll regain a skill point. We'll blast you lot.
Keep up. My turn.
We'll shoot you. How do I want to do this? Okay. I think I messed that up slightly, but I think I'm okay.
Let's go.
Pretty good crowd today.
Turn it up. Tough luck running into me.
Too late to repent.
Healers? Who needs healers? We've got March.
Why?
Wow, we laid him out.
I'm sorry, Dunn. Time for a little nap.
He's just unconscious. Don't worry.
Stubborn fool. Strong, though. Wildfire lacks people like him.
I don't know, finding someone who's a stubborn fool but strong in Wildfire, don't think that's too difficult.
Got it. The encryption key. Quick, before we attract attention, let's...
I think we attracted attention.
That's the enemy attack alarm. Every Silvermane guard in the reserve zone just became our enemy.
If we work together, we can break through their ranks.
We've made it up till now. I could lose an arm and a leg for all I care. I have to lay eyes on the Stellaron. Quick, back to the energy supply hub. Anyone that tries to stop us is gonna find out a thing or two.
If I'd known he had the encryption key from the start, I could have snuck in and taken it off him myself.
And then disappeared like a sea of butterflies.
Activating the gear bridge alone would have been enough to expose us.
Is that all?
Oops.
Rules are made to be broken. I've known the truth of life in this sanctuary is but a vision. Let's make it quick.
Occasionally I just pause and go, oh, this is a cool bit of music.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Okay, I think we're just gonna fight our way through this.
Couldn't be.
The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
Let's go.
Time for...
Tough luck running into the...
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it, or rock with it!
Rules are made to be broken. Fighting is meaningless.
Let's make it quick.
This is just us stomping through the entire Silvermane guards.
End of the story in your own way.
We're in.
Let's fix the mechanism.
It's open! Oh, thank you, Dun!
It seems a bit rude to thank him after we knocked him out.
Give me some time. Ugh, who designed this operating system? It's so unintuitive. Emergency fire evacuation system. Not that. Rock and roll dance floor atmosphere mode? Who the heck added that? And they used one of my songs! Gear bridge control terminal. Ha! Still found it. That's it. I've reset the energy system. Let's go and operate the gear bridge terminal.
Let's go and operate the gear bridge terminal.
Serval, won't more Silvermane guards be waiting for us on the other side of the gear bridge?
Yup.
Then what's our plan?
Well, either we reason with them or charge straight through the blockade. Let's play it by ear.
This does not look like reasoning.
There's a big guy up ahead.
There's no other way. We'll have to fight.
If we can beat Svarog, we can beat this one. Let's go!
Move carefully.
We've killed a few of these before. An automaton pieced together with old world technology, it has been reinforced with durable armor so it can charge forward and protect the Silvermane guards.
You're annoying!
Okay, protect you. And hopefully freeze them.
Watch this awesome move!
Okay, we didn't freeze that one, but we froze that one.
The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
Turn it up! My turn!
I've no interest in
Okay, I don't know if I can break him quickly, so I might... Oops, and I don't have March Shield either. This is going to be tricky.
Rules are made to be broken.
Keep up!
You can't run!
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it, or rock with it!
Told you I could fight.
And March gets the coup de grace.
The best is yet to come. Energy restored, 40%. We did it. We've gained access to the gear bridge. Let's move. Perfect. Okay. We need to get to the front line.
Let's get to the front line.
Could have a problem. Your brother may be there.
He probably is. Hopefully we don't bump into him, but if we do, we'll just have to try and talk to him.
Are you sure you can convince him?
I've probably got a 30% chance. Or less.
Meaning it could end in a fight.
Haven't you noticed yet? Most of our convincing ends in a fight.
That's because it's the game mechanic.
You need to be sure, Serval. If we can't reach a common understanding with your brother, will you stand with us?
Of course. My word is my bond. I said that I'd stand with you to the end, and I won't go back on that promise.
Before our next expedition, I need Himeko to teach me some negotiation skills. Beating people up all the time is cramping my elegance.
I haven't fought with Japard since he enlisted. He could never beat me when we were little, but now...
Alright. I think I may just swap March out the net.
Serval. It really is you.
Indeed it is.
Wait, Japard? Listen to me.
When the sentry reported to me, I thought there must have been a misunderstanding. The enemy alarm had to be unrelated to your entry into the restricted zone. Perhaps the intruders had taken you hostage. And yet, step away from the intruders, Serval. Walk over slowly and stand behind me. You're different from them.
I'm sorry. We have an understanding. I stand with them. Give me a few minutes, just a few. I'll explain every—
Enough, Serval! Have you forgotten where we are? We Landaus ought to know this place better than anywhere. The outer reaches of the front line against the Fragmentum. Belobog's most strategic protective fortress. Every Silvermane guard here, every person here, is ready to sacrifice themselves. Ready to spill their blood for Belobog at a moment's notice. Yet here you are, leading fugitives into the restricted zone. Attacking my Silvermane comrades in arms. Hijacking the energy hub. Are you really worthy?
Why do you think I've come here? We found a way to dispel the eternal freeze, to seal the Fragmentum. It might be the only lifeline this world has left.
If that were true, why wouldn't you report to Madame Cocolia? Why would you sneak into the restricted zone and create chaos?
You are too trusting.
You don't understand. The one preventing us from getting close to the truth is Cocolia herself.
I mean, it must have been pretty sad for Serval to have gone through this. Like, she was betrayed by Cocolia, she was falsely accused, and her own brother still thinks the sun shines out of Cocolia's ass. So, I kind of don't blame her at this point.
You have all seen the Supreme Guardian in person. Do you think you can act as you please because she didn't recognize your version of events?
Listen to me, Japard. The origin and spread of the Fragmentum is linked to the Stellaron. The meteorite in the Architect's records, it's—
I know about the Stellaron. It's exactly what the fugitives behind you are seeking. But the Madam Guardian has already revealed the truth to me. These people have ulterior motives, Serval. They want to steal this treasure from the Architects.
You're in a cult, Japard.
The Madam Guardian has warned me before that you were indulging in fantasy. That you'd been exposed to forbidden knowledge. And that you would bring destruction down upon Belobog. I believe you, Serval. I believe you think you're acting with loyalty to the people. It's just... Guards, formation. Arrest these people. We could be inundated with Fragmentum monsters at any moment. We have no time to waste on them.
The forbidden is only forbidden to conceal the truth within. Kokoli is afraid that we'll seize on this knowledge, that the truth will spread far and wide. To save the world, we must risk it all. I've said my piece. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. Regardless, you should know by now your sister's never been one to back down. If there's something or someone you can't abide, you should stand up and resist. And if there's something you uphold, you should uphold it to the very end.
You go, Serval. Ah.
Save your explanation for the judge. You are charged with sabotaging the Silvermane Guard restricted zone. In my capacity as captain, I hereby order that these fugitives be arrested.
You and what army, mate?
This isn't like our childhood game, Serval. You won't get any leniency from me.
The barrier hasn't been fixed yet. Don't try and be a hero, Japard.
Didn't I tell you? All our negotiations end in combat.
Alright, it's the second Japard fight. The first one, he went pretty easy on us. Ooh, slow mode.
Just a scratch.
He's only got one health bar though, so that's okay.
Let's make it quick. How about this?
Pretty good crowd today.
I also like that they made him weak to lightning, so you can actually use Serval in this fight.
Keep up. It's my tempo!
You're in bad shape.
Clemency? Never heard of it. The time is now. The truth of life and death, revealed in an instant.
That's not quite what I was planning, but...
This sanctuary is but a vision!
69%, nice.
For glory!
Let's go.
Okay, let's break their shields. Let's break Japard.
Turn up the volume. That'll take more than medicine.
We still don't need any healing urgently. We can actually just get rid of you, I think. Well, not quite get rid of you, but we're close.
How about this?
Okay, now we can get rid of Japard.
Rules are made to be broken!
I may have upgraded Kaelus's relics.
This guy knows how to put up a fight. I've never come up against anyone this relentless.
He just won't go down.
He's as stubborn as I am. It could be an argument or a fight. He'll do both to the death. That's why he bugs the heck out of me. That's enough, Japard. Take a look around you. You're the last man standing.
Even if I am, I won't yield.
Brainwaves? Anyone?
We don't want you to yield through force of arms. That wouldn't be a victory for us.
Yeah, our goal is the same as yours, Serval's and Bronya's. We just want to preserve this world. There's no reason to turn against each other.
Japard, brother, surely now you can see the need for pragmatism. Even if you don't believe my outsider friends, you should believe me. Maybe I've wasted your trust. In which case, believe Bronya.
Lady Bronya?
Maybe we should have led with that.
There's nothing more to say, Japard. The decision is yours.
As a captain of the Silvermane Guards, I am duty-bound to carry out the orders of the Supreme Guardian.
Final answer?
But Lady Bronya is the commanding officer for the front lines. According to military protocol, if the frontline directives of the commanding officer clash with those of the architects behind the lines, a soldier must remain at their post and await further directives.
Is this a brainwave? This feels like a brainwave.
For the Silvermane Guards, the Guardian's orders are paramount and absolute. But there is something of equal importance in the oath we take.
The people of Belobog.
If we lose the people, we lose the reason for our existence. Our fight with the Fragmentum monsters is for the sake of preservation. But our fight with you? I fail to see the purpose. If you are truly able to prevent our endlessly unfolding misfortunes, then the people of Belobog are indebted to you. But if you are using lies to mask your true intentions, using my sister and Bronya for your own ends, I swear by Klapoth that I will carry out your punishment without an ounce of mercy.
That's a fair take.
They're not lying. I promise you.
Person who's never met Gepard before.
You must be Zila. You are a skilled fighter. Your combat style is nothing like that of the guards.
Regardless of what you believe, these guys have been a great help to the underworld. Many people would vouch for them.
I'm sure. If you want to advance further northward, you must traverse an area entirely corroded by the Fragmentum. It's the only way to get to the snow plains on the other side. The guards can give you some time before the next wave of attacks is upon us.
I gotta admit, I had a lot of misunderstandings about the Silvermane Guards. They're fighting for survival here every day, just like Wildfire. The difference is we're making a stand for freedom, while they're just carrying out orders.
That's why we have to try and put ourselves in their shoes.
Put ourselves in their shoes? Easier said than done. Everyone has their struggles, but how can we understand them if we can't even see each other?
That's why cutting off the underworld was a great strategy. It's divide and conquer. Do you understand Bronya's struggles?
Of course I do. I've understood them for a while now. But as far as I can tell, she doesn't need other people's understanding. She needs to understand her own heart. It's the same with Gepard. I could tell it took a lot for him to lay down his arms.
It's time to finish this.
I think I can already hear the storm on the other side of the city walls. Not a reassuring sound. I hope Serval's right. That supreme lunatic better not have harmed Bronya.
You see? Brothers and sisters need to have a scrap once in a while to get back on good terms.
We literally knocked him out. Sorry for getting you involved in this.
Enough apologizing. My ears can't take any more. Honestly, this would have happened sooner or later. You just gave me an excuse to bring everything forward.
So this is how brothers and sisters normally coexist?
What's wrong with a bit of violent coexistence between siblings? Seems pretty normal to me.
Again, I will just point out we knocked him out.
I'm pulling your leg. Since I left the military, my brother and I have always steered clear of certain sensitive topics. Thinking about it, perhaps he's just been looking out for my feelings, shielding me all along.
I don't know, I think he could have given you a bit more support.
Knowing my temper, my brother almost certainly went to great lengths on many occasions for me. I should be thanking him.
I think he gaslit you now. Let the Stellaron hunt begin.
Let's do this. I may never have come face to face with it, but this Stellaron cost me a nice, stable job. It's time to get even. Actually, I have another selfish motive. I want to prove to Cocolia that I was right. Once we've taken care of the Stellaron, maybe she'll go back to how she was.
Fingers
Sorry,
crossed.
Hardly the time for me to be obsessing over all this.
We've got this.
As I mentioned, if we want to progress further north, we're gonna have to cross that hell. Still, look at it this way. Just another arena to showcase our skills, right? Now,
right.
If you're ready to get on stage, let's push for that standing ovation.
Oh, awkward. Just me knocking over your barrels.
As soon as the restricted zone gate is open, the monsters on the other side will turn out in full force. The guards will do their best to stall them and buy you some time. Once you've broken through the front line, there's nothing more we can do for you. You'll have to find out for yourselves what lies within the northern fragmentum. So, have you made up your minds?
Let's go.
Understood. Keep your weapons close. This will be a fierce fight. Guards!
For Belobog.
Are you dealing with attacks like this every day?
It's a common occurrence. Guards, formation!
Well, I'm gonna make sure I don't owe the guards any favors when this is done.
For Bronya, for Belobog, for universal peace, for Belobog.
Here they come!
Steel yourselves!
Clemency? Never heard of it.
This is our chance.
Time for the main event.
Keep up!
Time for a shot. Nap time.
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it, or rock with it!
The truth of life and death. Reveal the sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
How many of them are there?
The more the merrier. These guys are nothing. Hold the line.
I told you, Japard, the barrier hasn't been fixed yet. Don't try and be a hero.
This is only the first wave. They'll have reassembled soon. I have to!
Hey, Mr. Silvermane, listen to your sister. I can tell just by looking at you that you haven't fully recovered.
Outsiders. Zila, the second wave hasn't started yet. Make the most of this opportunity and make a break for it.
Huh? Serval, aren't you gonna look for the Stellaron with us?
My brother can't hold them back by himself. He wasted a lot of energy on us. He's my responsibility now. Besides, if I'm not here to help, I don't know what might happen in the next wave. I want to go with you. I do. I always wanted to catch a glimpse of the Stellaron with my own eyes, and now it's so close that I can't abandon my brother and the other guards. I'm a Landau. It's up to you now. I believe in you. You've given me new hope. Get hold of the Stellaron before Cocolia realizes what's happening.
We won't disappoint you.
Hey, March. Don't forget to take a picture of the Stellaron for me.
Say no more! We're good at this, don't worry!
Poor Serval. She was so looking forward to seeing that Stellaron, and she had to give it up for family.
Fragmentum activity is intensifying. Something's happening on Eurilo 6. Shouldn't we go down there, Himiko?
Have faith in them. Besides, this is his first trailblazing expedition. How will he be able to look back fondly without a few twists and turns? Are you bored, Welt? I understand. But we have lots of opportunities ahead of us. Let's leave the memories of this expedition for them.
So you think they'll be safe, right?
Yes, we haven't seen any Eon or Emanator level imaginary reactions. Relax. This is a young person's adventure. We shouldn't interfere. At most, we could offer a little off-site assistance.
Is this the fragmentum Gepard was talking about?
Compared to this, the corrosion we saw in Backwater Pass pales into insignificance.
How can we pinpoint the Stellaron?
Serval said that the Stellaron was very likely hidden in the snow plains north of Belobog. If we want to get there, I'm afraid we'll have to find the exit to this fragmentum maze first.
Guys, does this place feel weird to you? It feels like there are loads of eyes staring at us.
This place makes my flesh crawl. Like there are insects under my skin.
We have no guide and no way of detecting the Stellaron. We'll just have to advance gradually and cautiously. Don't be disheartened. The stronger the fragmentum contamination, the closer we are to the source.
Corridor of Fading Echoes. Oh, I forgot this was a different zone. Oh, and you're just up there looking ominously down at me, aren't you? Alright, and on this note, I think this brings us to a convenient place to end this episode. Thank you for following me through the last bastion of the Silvermane Guards, and next time we will walk through the Corridor of Fading Echoes. We will follow the memories of Cocolia and Bronya to, hopefully, their conclusion. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Nice.